All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Brad Alkazin. I want to welcome you on to our monthly college Verve Webinar. Welcome. If you're a guest, thanks for taking the time to come on. My name is Brad Alkazin. I'm from San Diego, California. I'm really excited to share with you a little bit more about this concept, this opportunity around Verve. You know, someone invited you on here tonight because they probably think you would do well with this, something that could really change your life and could really make a huge difference in your future. And the biggest thing I tell people is have an open mind. Because right now in the economy, people are losing their jobs. You know, companies are shutting down. You know, pay cuts are happening. So it's forcing people to find other means, you know, to find other ways to make money. And I think that's the most exciting thing that tonight you'll hear about is that with this is working. And so with that, let me tell you a little bit more about our story. I'm Brad Alkazin from San Diego, California. And basically around the spring of 11, we started this new concept kind of over at Arizona State, something that really took off. With some young people. Really, we kind of coined it as this young people revolution. If you're watching on the slides tonight, you can see, you know, a lot of different young people on here that are drinking Verve, you know, hanging out with friends, traveling all over the world. You know, something that's really changed a lot of people's lives. And I think with our story with young people right now with the economy and what we're talking about here tonight, you know, it really makes sense. You know, you can see on the slides here as well, you know, we do a lot of different events, different home events, different type of Verve parties, something that's taken off and really took off at Arizona State. You know, I met this young guy in the spring of 11, and we sat down and I told him my story, a little bit about the product and the concept of what you're hearing here tonight. And I had never seen somebody get so excited, so fired up, you know, about a way to make money, something he could do while he was in school, if you're in high school or college, you know, potentially to really not have to get a corporate job. So we sat down, we went over the numbers a little bit, we went over a method, and we kicked it off in the spring of 11, and it took off. And you can see here on some of the pictures, we've had some huge events, huge parties and different events and meetings. As an NAU, it's now an official club on campus. So a lot of exciting things going on there that you got to keep up and check out. But let me tell you how big Verve can get. You know, because we started this back in the spring of 11. You know, Alex Morton, you can hear more about his story. You know, basically at 21, built it to a six-figure income in 13 months. You know, but let me tell you how big the industry can get. You know, the energy drink market is now a $12.5 billion market. And predicted to be at $21 billion by 2017. So if you're listening in tonight and you're a guest, you know, the biggest thing is have an open mind, because obviously you can tell, you know, by studies that this is going to be a huge market in the energy drinks. You know, we know how many of our friends, you know, spend money every day on coffee, Starbucks in the morning, you know, soda for lunch, energy drinks for you go out, party, work out, whatever it might be. And so we spend money on things like this all the time. But I think the biggest thing that you'll hear tonight is our story and why young people are doing it. Why Alex and so many other young people you're going to hear from tonight are having so much success around Verve as an opportunity. It's something they've started while they're in school or just finishing up school. And look at this, if you're on the slides with me, 53% of college grads are unemployed. Think about that number, you guys. Think about how many young people right now can't find work. You know, think about, you know, just in general, they say 55% of young people can't find a job. 53% of college graduates are unemployed. And student loans are now over $1 trillion. It's the number one debt in America. 60% of college kids have about $30,000 or higher. So that's why I tell people you got to have an open mind. You know, number one right now, and the fact that we talk about this generation is really the most socially connected on the planet. And right now with Verve, our company that you're hearing about tonight, sales are up 393% in the U.S., up 280% in Canada. Huge. And let me tell you a little bit more, you know, in the statewide, you know, market, we got California right now ranked number one in sales and volume of how much Verve is going through the college market and young people. Texas, as well as Arizona, Ohio, and just new states popping up left and right, you know, young people because of our socially connected network. You know, think about, you know, your Facebook, your phone book. I've always thought of different ways to maybe start a business or make money, you know, but it's really right there in your Facebook and your phone book. And as you can see, it's taken off and grown in different states all over the place. If you're in the Phoenix area, you know, something that really is neat, you know, we basically have a Verve Central, you know, and it's going to be something that is going to really, you know, build your belief when you see these videos on YouTube and when you kind of see what's happened there with young people at Arizona State and all around the Phoenix market. But the Verve Central, the current one, is going to be closing down. We're searching for a new home, a bigger place that's actually going to be able to have more attendance. So we're really excited about that. You know, keep up in the loop on that, as well as, you know, the live YPR radio cast. The final event, if you're in the Phoenix market, is March 14th. You can watch it on online, or just come by Verve Central and check it out, because it's a really neat event, you know, with our good buddy Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher that really talks about success and talks about why young people are having so much success with Verve. So check that out. And even the YPR radio podcast, something I'm downloading on my phone. When I'm on the flights, when I'm traveling, when I'm doing events, I'm always staying plugged in, and you got to check out the different stories. You're going to hear a lot of success stories, and that's my encouragement for you tonight. If you're a guest, number one, you got to try the product. Everybody loves the taste and how they feel. People really have an emotional attachment to it. When you try the product, you understand it sells itself. Number two, when you kind of understand more about the story, the job market, student loans, and $10 an hour, and how easy you can build yourself a part-time and a full-time income, you start to hear these stories, and it makes sense. But the tools, the YPR, radio podcast, the website, the different tools have really made a big difference in why you're going to hear from some of these young people right now who have had unbelievable success. And so let me introduce you to a couple of people real quick that have basically taken this concept and built a huge opportunity at a young age. So real quick, I don't know if you can hear me, but my young buddy, new platinum, Ben Aaron, from Chandler, Arizona, someone I met way back, man. I remember first when we met up, and just blew me away because you saw the big picture. But Ben, hey, maybe take a couple seconds and say your name, where you're calling in from, really kind of what happened and why you're doing the business.
All right, thanks, Brad, for having me on the call, and happy birthday to you. And I want to apologize in advance. I just got my wisdom teeth taken out yesterday, so I'm kind of all drugged up on pain medicines. But I got introduced to this whole thing about 10 months ago here in Chandler, Arizona, and I met this kid, Cody Barton, who at the time I actually walked into McDonald's looking to apply there because my mom was getting on me to go get a part-time job that I didn't really want to go get. And at the time, Cody was working at McDonald's for $7.65 an hour, basically just slaving away, not really liking what he was doing. And, he was talking to me about this, Vima Verve energy drink thing, and I didn't really see the big picture right in the beginning. And he started showing me the numbers. I got kind of confused, and I went home, did a little bit of my own research, and I asked my parents about it, and luckily they supported me. They kind of knew, like, the whole network marketing thing. They did it before, and they still do it, a little bit on the side, but I got excited because Cody showed me a way that I can make an extra $1,000 a month, and that's what I needed, so I didn't have to go get that part-time job at that McDonald's. So, I got excited. We talked, and he was telling me why it's not a pyramid scheme and, all that. And, he was telling me, he's like, dude, pyramid schemes are 100% illegal in all 50 states. 100% meaning if you're involved in one, you're going to go to jail. So, I kind of blocked the skepticism out of my head. My parents were on board with it, so that's helped a lot because they understand I need to go to all these events and build this thing and travel around the world. I just got back from Chicago a couple of weeks ago, building this thing with one of my friends and my team on board with me. But this is crazy. I mean, I don't know where else you can go. About at 16 years old, in the first month that you're working with this thing, make about $900. That's how much I made my first month. But last month I cleared right around $3,000, and I'm not here to brag about myself or, what we're doing down here. I'm just here to show you guys that, I'm just an average 16-year-old, high school kid making this thing happen. And, honestly, you can do it too. There's nothing different than me and you. I mean, you're probably older than me or you know some more people, but, you just got to, make a decision and make this thing work. And that's what I did about 10 months ago. And, the concept that we're working with, it made sense to me about 10 months ago. A healthy energy drink. All your friends are drinking all the Rockstar, Red Bulls, Monster, all that garbage. Transfer into Verve, start your own business, and make thousands of dollars a month. So I mean, it's a pretty easy concept. You really like grow by it, grow with it. The more you're around it. But it got me excited, and my first month, I got about 7 of my friends on board. Out of those 7, 4 of them quit. So the 3 that are still doing this thing with me, it's turned in over 300 active high school and college kids doing this thing with me. I mean, I don't know where else you can go at 16 years old and expand your network that much at such a young age. And, shout out to Brandon Bush. He's actually another 16-year-old on my team who just qualified for his car, and he flew up to Norway at 16 years old to build this thing for 10 days with his team of about 150-plus kids out there. So, he's busting his butt right.
That's wild, dude. I mean, just hearing your story, like, honestly, not to cut you off or anything, but you're 16 years old, man. When I was 16, I was doing garage sales, trying to make money so I could save up for a car. Dude, and you basically are, making racks and killing it in this business. So you fell in love with the product. You saw the concept of the business, and you put your head down, man. Like you said, you're young, and I'm sure you've had some frustrations along the way, but you stuck with it, and dang, man, in 10 months to go from 0 to platinum is impressive. Hey, one quick thought, man. Where do you see yourself by summer?
By summer, I want to be star exec, making like $6,000 a month and like 5 platinums on my team.
Jeez. Dang, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, and definitely,
Thanks.
sharing your story to a lot of young people on here that, obviously it makes sense, it's got to relate, and obviously you become a success story in this. And I got to tell you, man, it's going to be wild to see how far you're going to be before you're 18. So stay focused.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, brother. Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Later.
Well, as you guys can hear tonight, check that out. Ben Aaron, 16 years old, just said that, his parents were on board with it because they kind of had a little experience in the industry. But, he's gotten some of his friends on board, and one of his buddies took off to Norway so you can build this all around the world. So imagine hearing Ben's story, where he'll be at by the time he's 18. And you guys, again, this big business with young people is something that's taken off, and Ben fell in love with the product, saw the concept, and put his head down. It's become a success story, and he'll never look back. So now let's switch gears. Young ladies are definitely becoming huge success stories in this. It's something that, I've been blown away recently to see this young lady, Elena Thomas from UC Riverside. She just crushed the level at Star Platinum. She'll share with you what that means. But Elena, if you made it on, hey, glad to have you on with us for the webinar. Share with everybody real quick your quick story, and then kind of what's helped you get to where you're at today.
Yeah, hey, Brad, number one, happy birthday. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks.
But my quick story, basically, I was regular average kid. I'm born and raised in San Jose, California. Played softball my whole life. That's what I did. I played sports, and I was recruited to play at Providence College. So I was out there on the East Coast. You put a Cali girl out there, she doesn't last too long, so I transferred. And what happened in that transfer was a couple things. I lost that scholarship because I gave that up to go somewhere I was more happy, but then I also lost a lot of credit. And that put me kind of in a situation, a lot of kids out there kind of might be in the same situation where I really didn't have time, but now I got to pay for school. I don't know if anyone out there is an athlete. Athletes have zero time. I was sitting here playing softball at Division I, and I didn't have any time. And then because I lost so many credits, I was taking 24 units. And I was teaching a class. So I literally had zero time, but I needed to pay for school now. So I was looking for a way to try to make money. But most people, it's like the mindset I had back then was if you need money, you got to get a job. But a job, that's where you literally have to trade your time for money. You work for an hour to get paid for an hour. Well, I didn't have any time to trade. So when my good coach, an old coach I had looked up to, Miss Wendy, she kind of came up to me with this opportunity and just kind of shared with me the idea that you could be making residual income. And this blew me away. Anyone out there that doesn't know what residual income is, this is literally the idea of doing something one time that can pay you over and over and over. And before this, all I ever knew was getting a job. And what's funny, because we got people out there like Michael Jackson's been dead for 3 years, but he grossed over $200 million last year. So it's like I now knew there was a way to make money without having to get a job, and this was just a perfect opportunity. No matter how busy you are, you're all going to take your 5-minute Facebook break, and right. That's kind of what my coaches shared with me, and so I really took this opportunity and ran with it. I took a hold of the idea that everyone we know is drinking energy drinks, whether it's Monster, Red Bull, Rockstar, Mad Dog, Go Girl, or Starbucks, Peach Coffee, all of these caffeinated beverages. It's like everyone's spending their money on this anyways. If we just kind of put into motion that whole thing that we call word-of-mouth marketing, it's like we do this every day with every other product, and we've just never been paid for it. So the fact that they're really going to take a hold of this idea that they're going to pay us for what we're already doing, you can literally fit this into your schedule, whatever you're doing. If you're going to school, you could stay in school. You have some job, you can keep your job, and you can do this on the side. Why? Because it's like you can be building something for your future, and that's what I got real excited about. And so basically, as a Division I athlete, 24 units in a matter of 6.5 months, I hit the rank of Star Platinum, like you said, Brad. And so I'm making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month residually. And like that's not a lot, but it's enough, you know, where where as a senior, a lot of my friends are freaking out about getting a job after school.
Right.
Well, I don't have to go look for a job.
Elena, because, I mean, you started out, and it made sense. I mean, you said, first off, I started off talking tonight about the job market and student loans and why young people are doing this. You hit it right on the head. I mean, you transferred, and the units you got, done over there didn't even transfer. And I think, to me, another interesting thing. But, you fell in love with the product, and you heard it, from your coach. And then from that, you've become a success story, and I think it's impressive because so many young ladies, are looking up to you and all the other young ladies in the business because, you guys definitely have your own style and you have your own, way of building it. And yet, as an athlete, you definitely have connected with the product. Maybe share one final thought, or, one thing to focus on, as you build the business. If somebody, is a guest on here tonight, and they're just looking at this.
Yeah, okay. One thing I definitely loved is, obviously, being an athlete, I love the idea that this is so much a team sport, where in the corporate world, it's like if you look at your best friend you're working with and someone gets a promotion, yeah, sure, it's your best friend. You turn to them and say congratulations, but in the back of your head, you're bitter. Because in the corporate world, some money someone else gets, that's money you don't get. In this business, you're helping your friends achieve their goals. You're helping your friends get those whatever promotions by rank advancing. By helping your friends make more money, you in turn are helping yourself, So it's really that whole idea of helping each other. You just have a whole other type of atmosphere that you're really in, and good people, it's a good place to be. So right time, right place with the right people.
Get some of your friends on board and then help them become successful, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Elena, for coming on. I appreciate your time. You're doing great, and I cannot wait to see you up in Vegas at convention. So keep it up, stay focused. All right.
Awesome.
And last up, you guys, want to introduce you to our last guest tonight, a young guy that is rocking, from the islands, a good buddy, Darren Fryer, newest diamond in the business, and has got an amazing story. Hey, Darren, did you make it on the call?
Yeah, I did, Brad. Thanks for having me on. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, bro. How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going good. Just over at my house doing some work. Got my boys Garrett Hill, Dean. We're over here just grinding it out, having a good time, making some money.
Tell them all I said what's good. Well, hey, real quick, man, I wanted to invite you on just to share your story, man, kind of real quick of what happened and a couple things of what's helped you become successful. Obviously, you crushed at Diamond. You're young. You're young in the business, and I think and really something that is really going to be huge for you and a lot of people that you brought on board. So and kind of where you see this going.
Awesome. Will do, man. So yeah, my name is Darren. I'm only 20 years old. I'm born and raised in Maui, Hawaii. I got introduced to this by my boy Garrett Hill through a Facebook post while I was going to college studying business, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with that degree, so I was open to new opportunities. And I never really liked the thought of having to work for someone else for a long time. So being your own boss really resonated with me. My mom is her own boss, and having that time freedom is definitely an awesome aspect of it. So he introduced me to it. I got really excited, did a lot of research. Started doing it as a full-time student and built it up to a couple grand a month. Hit Diamond like a couple months ago. And actually, allowed myself to take a year off of school and move back home. So, now I moved back from Cali, back in Maui, got my car, just really doing this business full time, helping my parents, helping my friends, just driving around, showing people that this is a real deal, and just having a really good time, just helping a lot of people out, as many people as possible. And I mean, it's seriously such a blessing because it's hard to find a job opportunity in Hawaii, especially. So, I mean, just to be able to get paid to present this to other people and help them out is such an awesome thing to be doing. So stoked every day for it.
Definitely. Darren, I mean, that's amazing, man. You're from the islands, and like you said, you've teamed up with some of your friends, and I think, right now, especially for somebody like you that lives on the island, this is a great way to network, to socialize. I mean, you obviously know a lot of people from being there, but all the people that obviously travel. And maybe share one bit of advice. I mean, you hit Diamond, you got your car, congrats on that, that's sweet. And like you said, you're just, you're meeting people, you're traveling around, sharing the story. I know you guys have been traveling, but maybe share one key to success. And where do you see yourself by summer?
For sure. Well, yeah, one of the keys that I had to overcome myself, it's a lesson that I always teach to my newest members and teammates, is really just being coachable, being able to plug in and not have a big ego, and just to accept that this is something that you have to learn and just, get excited about, believe in, and go with the flow and take it and run with it. And that's really the best thing that I've been watching my friends do, helping them double frenzy right off the bat, get really excited to see their friends get excited. And I mean, yeah, that's definitely something that, I lagged out on in the beginning, had too much of an ego, too small of a bank account, wasn't really trying to plug in as much, trying to do it all on my own. So really just being able to, get trained up and work with the leaders who were trying to help me, I mean, that was really what took it out. I had Josh Noble helping me out, Garrett Hill, so excited to, have them mentoring me, really helped me get to where I am today. And in terms of my goals for the summer, I'm really trying to push hard to hit, star exec, maybe presidential, and get several of my friends in their cars. I have a lot of friends who are well on their way. We're trying to get a couple more Beamers on this island in the next couple months. So I'm really excited for that, just to help them get to where they want to be.
Well, hey, man, that's awesome, dude. Proud of you. You're doing big things, and I got to tell you, guys have become a huge success story. Shout out to all your team that's there in Hawaii, man. Can't wait to come out and visit you guys, and I'll see you guys in Vegas.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait, Brad. Have a good one, and yeah, I'll see you out in the Mirage.
Sounds good, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man. Well, as you guys hear, tonight, these three success stories, Ben, Elena, Darren, young people that have basically just like you, someone thought of them, thought they would do well with this, they got excited, they had an open mind, they fell in love with the product. Number one, try it. It sells itself. We spend money on coffee, Starbucks, soda, and energy drinks every day, like she talked about, Elena, but and it's not retail. The concept of it is they talk about, you can tell your friends about it, and you get credit for getting something on the product, and then whatever they do. And so there's a lot of teamwork. But the coolest thing is, after you try the product and you see the concept of the business, you can build it anywhere. I mean, you can do it all from your phone. You can check your business, you can track it, you can send out texts and videos. Pretty neat. So the app is something that you can really take advantage of. It makes it very simple. Go viral, why? Because we're open in 60 countries. So, think about worldwide, not just the U.S., not just Canada, but think how many different countries this is already open in. So you can really build this thing anywhere in the world. And that's obviously neat. The Vima Platinum Club, basically, the car program, you build a gold on your left, a gold on your right. When you reach level of diamond, you get $400 a month for your car payment, BMW. And so we're really excited. Young people like every week getting into new 3 Series, and some of the upper, people that have been in the business longer are getting even bigger, and in the 5 Series M3s. I mean, it's coming like crazy. So check that out. Even check out youtube.com/Verve Energy, our YouTube channel. 1.7 million minutes viewed. In 2013. That's a lot, and I think it really will build your belief level, because you're going to see success stories and hear about the story of why young people are building this. And then, that's really going to be something that's going to be a good reference to utilize as you share the business and the product with people. And then 4 simple steps. Get on board. There's no sign-up fee. There's no kit, no membership fee. You just order your product. You get your website up, and we go. You get on board, basically download your app. You can send the invites to friends. It's really simple. So there's a very systematic method in place to help you. Step 2, get 3 friends on board who in different schools, different areas, different demographics. You guys, there's 50 million college kids, roughly, and I think you could think about, the young people in school, your brother's, your buddy's little brother. I mean, it could be anything. All sorts of different stories you're going to hear about. But you get 3 people on board in a week with a silver pack and make 700. Watch the training videos, and then get 3 customers on board and get your product for free. Get your product for free, because psychologically, that's a good feeling when you don't have, basically any payment on the product. From that point, get car qualified. 2 teams do about 5,000 in volume, and then go to the dealership, man. Check them out. Start driving. I was blessed to be able to get a 6 Series. Thank you, Vima. Thank you, Verve. Definitely is something that has got all my friends excited. And then get 5 friends into a BMW, and you're earning about $50,000 a year. And then from that, you guys, book your calendar. See you convention April 4th at the Mirage. The Vima annual convention is going to be wild. Going to be definitely one of the best events ever. If not, we're going to see what they have in store, because I heard there's some exciting things. And then from that point, The next Verve call is Thursday, April 11th at 5 p.m. Pacific. We will be back on here. Thanks for coming on. If you're a guest, get back with the person who invited you. Do some homework, check it out, but this is a real deal. This thing is going to be huge. I'm Brad Alkazin. Thanks for coming on. Have a great evening. Bye for now.